Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT podcast, episode 20...
20-something.
I don't know.
There's a lot of episodes.
25. It's episode 25.
It's 25? Okay.
Because we forgot to mention 24 last week.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah, because that was our magic 6 months of recording.
That's true. And also after our week missed.
Yeah.
Welcome back. As always, we have myself, Timpedia, and we have our two fine co-hosts. We have Tyler.
Hey, yo.
And Friedman.
Always a pleasure to be here.
And we are going to jump right in. We have very little news this week, and so this is probably going to be a shorter episode, partially because I'm pretty sure we're all kind of tired. And not that that's news.
After giving you guys news for 2.5 hours last week, there's just not enough news to go around.
We kind of sucked the well dry.
More or less.
And one of our news stories is basically just the entire topic today, so really there's not much going around. But let's start off with the news from last week that we were all pretty negative on, not gonna lie. But it was originally different. Amazon announced, what was it? Was it today or yesterday even? I think yesterday.
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday, 11/14.
There is going to be a multi-season series of Lord of the Rings produced by Amazon, available on Amazon streaming. Disappoint.
I mean, I ain't gonna watch it. I wasn't gonna watch it before Amazon. I still ain't gonna watch it.
I haven't watched any of the Amazon original content yet, so I can't speak for its quality. But
I
was gonna say Freeman.
I mean, it's gonna be better than like a TV network kind of thing.
Freeman ain't gonna watch it because he's spiteful.
No, I mean,
no. So hold on. So I already caved because I think I said this last week. I got tired of staying on the high seas. It was getting annoying. So I caved and I gave Amazon my $5 a month for their god awful anime service. But now I've got an excuse to email them every week about all the shit I don't like.
Hell yeah.
And as a customer, they either have to do that thing where they just give me Amazon cards or deal with the fact that I hate them. So.
Deal with the fact that we hate you, but you're giving us money anyway.
Yeah, right? The odd relationship.
I mean, there's really not a ton to talk about here. We basically all talked about this last week. I don't think any of us are on board. Like you said, Tyler, I don't think I'm going to watch it. I don't pay for Amazon streaming service, and I certainly don't plan on going out of my way to watch this. I'll probably see the trailer and be like, yep, looks like Lord of the Rings again. Totally different actors.
The problem is this is a situation where like a lot of groups will start remaking things because they can, but not because it makes sense to. Like if you had a very successful movie in like the 80s when the special effects weren't up to par and now it makes sense to go back and try and do that again. Yeah, that's totally justified, but like there's Lord of the Rings is so recent, I don't understand what they're trying to get out of doing it again.
It's not that recent. It's only it's almost 15 years, Friedman.
But like if someone told you they were going to remake The Matrix, does that feel like that's an old movie? Because that's 16 years old.
Does that count?
No, I'm talking like remaking the original.
I know, but they're still there. Yeah, I know what you mean. I could see remaking The Matrix. The problem is some of the well, sure, but some of the CGI, especially in 2, is a little rough.
Oh, like the scene where he's fighting like the multiple Agent Smiths. Yeah,
it doesn't look great. No, I hear what you mean though. The greatest source for that is the CinemaSins Twitter that's run by the guy who does the voice, Jeremy. It's not a week that goes by before he's tweeting about like fuck this, and it's just some remake that got greenlit somewhere. And he's like, it's either just this sounds terrible or why the fuck, who even wanted this to be remade? Yeah.
I don't know. It was watching Stranger Things this week and hearing the Ghostbusters theme. It reminded me of like why did they think they needed to remake Ghostbusters?
Oh god, it's so dumb. So
I didn't think it was worth it. I don't think anyone thought it was worth it.
The Ghostbusters? No one did.
Yeah, it was like universally agreed.
The problem is
that
became
decision.
A sexism conversation because it was all women. Even though I definitely fell into the camp of this sounds stupid, not because it's all women, although I don't really see the point.
But see, now you're sexist, Tim, apparently.
I'm sure I am, but it's like, I just don't want another Ghostbusters movie, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like we're in the crackback era where I've been saying that since we're watching The Crown a lot. Jesus. Where we're going from, oh, look at all these all-male teams. Well, we can prove that women are just as good and can have a whole team of the same exact characters as the fucking... like, what does that accomplish? Making the teams all women after they were all men 10, 15 years ago doesn't accomplish anything except to just reinforce.
They got to come out with OC. They got to come out with some new stuff.
Yes.
They can make a female team. They just got to make it good.
It just doesn't have to be based on a male team.
Exactly.
Apparently a bunch of the women at Marvel went to the higher ups and were like, "Hey, you should make a women team up movie for Marvel."
I mean, they could do that. They got like the younger Miss Marvel. They got Jessica Jones.
They have to make a story reason.
They do it all the time in the comics.
Sure, but if it's paper thin, it's gonna be bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, they can finally make that what's it called? Because like they got, like I said, they got Miss Marvel. They can make Thor. They can make a new Thor. What?
Miss Marvel.
Oh, it's not till like 2019, dude. It's after.
Yeah, it's not a while.
It's after the event. Yeah, right. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure only Black Panther is before Infinity War starts.
Yep.
When is that one? In February or something?
Black Panther's February.
January, February.
Dude, so I know we weren't going to talk about Thor, and we're not, but me and Tyler saw it. But man, that Black Panther trailer though, Tyler.
Dude, I didn't think I was gonna see it. I saw the trailer when it first came out.
Oh, I didn't even see that trailer.
Yeah, I did, and I was like, I don't like Black Panther, but this trailer looks pretty sick.
Dude, I honestly don't even I'm not into like hip hop or anything like that, obviously, because I'm like the whitest kid there is. But I could definitely appreciate the flow. They had a great flow going in that trailer. That was a really good trailer. I even looked
past Nick Cannon being in that movie.
Nick Cannon's in it?
Yeah, Nick Cannon's. I think he plays the big bad, the quote unquote big bad.
Is he like his brother or something?
I don't know.
Is full of
I don't know shit about Black Panther.
I can't get past watching the Nick Cannon show where he just takes over shit.
Dude,
my childhood right there.
The whole Black Panther trailer is like, I'm your brother, I think, and I have a suit too, so we just kind of slash at each other.
I think that's the deal.
Dude,
I don't know. They have to touch on
the only thing, Wakanda, dude, they live in like 10,000 years ahead of the rest of Earth. That's such bullshit.
I think that is already kind of bullshit, but I'm like, you know what? This is my cyberpunk in the Marvel universe.
Sure.
I need this.
Oh, there was news about Cyberpunk, but it wasn't good. It was like there might be some online loot boxy stuff in Cyberpunk to help extend.
Yeah, we can't get into that yet.
We're not. I'm just saying.
Not
yet.
You
said
the
word Cyberpunk, and I'm probably gonna forget when we go on to our main topic.
Man, that's unfortunate.
Anyway, we got way off of LOTR.
Speaking of sequels that people do want.
Oh man. Okay, so Tyler's gonna go to sleep.
Yep, time to sleep.
Actually,
don't go to sleep. This is cool.
This is. I think even you can appreciate how neat this is, Tyler. Like this is I don't want to call this a unique product, but I'm pretty sure most companies in the world are not going to put out a joke product.
Especially one at this scale.
I do think these are very cool.
Like they're really so. Anyway, what we're talking about.
So
we are currently on Monday started the spoiler season for the third unset of Magic the Gathering, and the unsets are sets that are the cards are silver bordered and they do not follow all the rules of normal Magic. They push the boundaries of what a Magic card can be beyond what a lot of the not like the base core of the game is still there. It's like if you took the core of Magic and stripped away, what do you say?
Like all the logical or reasonable components and started adding in like humorous takes on things that are common in Magic.
Yeah,
like
they work within the rules to kind of poke fun at the rules and also change things outside of what could normally work. And so spoilers started, and so far the set looks fantastic. Some of the cards are absolutely hilarious. I already have a new playmat that I want, that Cyborg Angel.
Oh, I think that's cool.
I fucking want that thing. It looks awesome. There's the rules lawyer. Freeman, did you see the Last Strike and Triple Strike cards that came out today?
No, I didn't see that. They put Triple Strike.
Freeman, they printed a zombie that has Last Strike and a goblin that has 3 heads and has Triple Strike.
I see a Triple Strike. So the thing that's making this as fun as it is the previous unsets. A lot of them had these like dumb gimmicks or card that were like very explicit one-off jokes. But with this set, they've gone and they've really pushed the limit of what you can do with a mechanic that's actually a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like what is the one that came out today? Split screen, where the picture's 4 screens on TV, and it's like, oh, you split your deck into 4, and you arbitrarily pick which of the decks you're going to use at any time. And it's these jokes that like they could be like actual mechanics in Magic, but they're so stupid that you don't think they'd ever really use them.
So here's the thing. When the first 2 unsets came out in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was like 98 and 2003 or something. I don't even remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
The unsets took the place of a standard set. There were no supplemental products back then. There was every 4 months there was a set of Magic cards, and the unset just happened to be one of them, and it just wasn't tournament legal. Now we live in an age where there are supplemental products, where we're still waiting for Rivals of Ixalan in standard. Iconic Masters is actually releasing in 2 days, and at the same time, we're right in the middle of spoiler season for a set that is on the side, which I think is why they can take a lot more time with this. Also, Morrow has said that this has been in production for about 8+ years. They finished the set years ago, and they weren't able to print them because they had to get approval from the higher-ups.
It had a lot to do with Magic being like its period of major growth, and they didn't want to risk having like a bad quarter by releasing a joke product.
Yes, but the supplemental products mean that you can come out with something like this, and it's really fun. I really hope I get to draft this one time. A lot of the cards are really exciting and interesting, and again, I'm on his Tumblr. Morrow has said a lot of this, like there's a set called Future Sight that came out many years ago. It was sometimes called the third unset, where they basically tested goofy mechanics to push the boundaries of black bordered cards. They had their own weird cards
that they could theoretically do, but they probably wouldn't because it was an odd mechanic they couldn't really find a home for.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards from that set that are really powerful and played in a lot of formats actually, because they do weird things, and they do things that no other cards can do. Like lands that were only printed there that people want them to finish the cycle.
Yeah, that also had weird abilities.
Yeah, lots of card like Grandeur.
It's never happening again. Or even stuff like Delve was originally a Future Sight mechanic.
Originally in Future Sight. So these sets are things that Magic, like Morrow in particular, has said, we use these as a chance to figure out how things might work in black bordered and to give us ideas and explore space we couldn't normally explore. Like the big thing in Unset is there is something called contraptions, which are super cool.
Sounds like a board game mechanic or something.
It practically is. You basically have a second deck and a second graveyard for these artifacts that cards tell you to build. And you basically have 3 slots called sprockets where you can put one of each contraption you build, and every turn you crank the constructs to the next stack, and you activate all those contraptions. You're literally building a machine. And it's super goofy and super weird, but it's super cool and seems super neat.
It's going to be fun to play with.
It's going to be neat. I'm going to try to do a draft. I hope my store will do one. Freeman's has no life due to work, so he's not going to get to, unfortunately.
I don't play Magic.
I don't know. The one takeaway, especially if you don't draft and you don't have a chance to play this, is that the unsets have always had very beautiful lands in their packs. And with Unstable, they just showed up today that not only are the lands full art, but the tokens flip over into full art of the token.
Tyler.
Damn.
These aren't.
What?
This is not. Did you see the lands that he's talking about?
I know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, we
No,
were
I've seen it.
creaming ourselves over them when they first announced them.
No, I know the
Yeah.
lands, but so Tyler, you know how those have like the little bit of text at the top and the bottom has a little bit?
Yeah.
These tokens on the front are a normal token that has been, there's 9 of them that were used in Magic sets previously, and they're original art, there's no new art for them. When you flip them over, it's literally just the picture zoomed in. There is no power and toughness, there's no type, there's no name, there is no nothing. It is just a picture that goes to the border of the card.
That's pretty cool.
And they used my favorite angel token artwork ever.
I was really upset it wasn't the
Oh.
spirit art.
Oh, Freeman, I'm going to buy the angel, the thopter, and the spirit. They are all fucking gorgeous. And as Reddit was kind
the
to
Thopter
point,
looks great.
as Reddit was kind to point out, Dragon's Maze has even less reason to be purchased at this point.
Oh, because they put the
They
what's
put
it
the
called?
elemental token from Dragon's Maze.
That thing was like a $5 card at one point.
Oh, Tyler, and
What?
all these
What?
tokens are foil.
That's pretty cool.
It's
Wait, I didn't know they were gonna be foil.
Did you really?
Now you know.
No, I just knew they were full art.
Yo,
Oh
everybody
my god! Now
likes.
I need them for
Yeah,
black white tokens.
The
Everybody likes
the
foil.
tokens for unstable cards, because the weird thing they did was half the tokens for this set are old tokens that they did this treatment to, and the other half are tokens that are for cards from the set, and those are normal. They have a normal card back and normal front, like power, toughness, and all that good stuff. And I don't know if they're all foil, but I know that the full art ones are all foil. So every single pack potentially has 14 uncards, a token, and a land. And if nothing else, the lands and tokens in this set are gorgeous.
So the article I'm reading makes it seem like half of the tokens you get will be the full art foil ones, and the other half will be regulars
Yes,
/
they are half and half.
Okay,
That's still fine.
nice.
If I could get one of those angels or one of those thopters,
I don't know. I play Thopter combo. I need 1 million of those Thopters.
I know. For my Brea deck?
Oh man, yeah,
Dude, I
you need
want
them
so
too.
many. Anyway, we'll get off this because we've been talking for a few minutes.
For a majority of the podcast.
But it's pretty exciting. We'll probably have more next week, and maybe we'll talk a little more about it because we'll have more energy because it'll be almost Thanksgiving. But yeah. Oh, and speaking of which, this is a side note, personal note. For those of you who are listening, you've probably heard over the past few weeks that I have been working 60-hour weeks relentlessly. Yesterday, I found out from my job that we have been ordered to only work 50-hour weeks, no more, no less. So we're still working a lot of hours, and it still
is a
sucks.
lot.
But at least we cannot physically be allowed to work 60-hour weeks. So I have my weekends off, and I can record videos again, and I can enjoy life again. And
I can
hopefully-
enjoy life again.
Everyone hold your applause.
Anyway,
Woo!
let's move on to another story that I put in. I'm sorry that like half this news is actually me this week because usually I contribute almost nothing to the news.
Don't worry, I got you with the other half.
So Justice League comes out Friday. Well, technically tomorrow if you go to one of those 10 o'clock, aka midnight showings. The thing is, apparently there was a deal between Warner Brothers and Rotten Tomatoes to hide the Rotten Tomatoes score until release, where they would not make it public.
God damn.
And it either leaked
Collusion.
or just came out earlier than they intended. Now, keep in mind, this score is not the final score, as more critics, obviously, and the fans and everything see it.
Because
once the
everybody
movie's
still has
actually
to
out.
see it.
This is only the
Yeah.
critics who got early advanced screenings submitting their scores. I don't know the exact number, but it's in the 50s.
Damn. Well,
That's low.
GG. Well, I don't know. Like you said, that I feel like that doesn't really mean
It doesn't mean much. It'll still...
anything.
Unfortunately, it's sad to me that Thor is going to only have 2 really good weekends and then get crushed. Because, I mean, as good as Thor is, and Thor is really good, I think that's fair to say, Tyler.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
good.
mean, it's not like they're gonna stop making Thor movies just because another big
No,
movie
no, no,
comes
no,
out.
no. Of course not. Marvel's not an idiot. They're not going to be like. But
I mean,
and unlike DC, honestly, Marvel movies have had all good reviews in the last few years. What was the last Marvel movie to not be generally well received? Maybe Thor 2.
I want to say like people
Thor
didn't
2.
like Ant-Man as much as the rest, but it wasn't
That's
a bad
fair
movie.
too.
It wasn't a bad movie.
I feel like
heard.
Ant-Man was, if anything, divisive, whereas Thor 2 is pretty generally just looked down upon.
That's the only movie in the Marvel movieverse that I haven't seen yet.
Thor 2?
No, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Oh, Ant-Man was fun. I think it started a lot more of the comedy trend that, like, Guardians had already started, but Ant-Man is definitely on that comedy train, and Thor is too, and it actually fits perfectly. What? You didn't love the comedy, Tyler?
I did. I thought it was too much. I don't think that's a spoiler right there, but like I was talking to the my comic book guy, one of them that runs the shop today, and like we were talking about it. And there's a lot of serious shit that happens in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Like we talk about it. He's like, I thought the comedy was good, the jokes were good, but for a movie where a lot of serious things happen, they
really
blow past it. They tone that down real quick because of the comedy.
Yeah.
And I find it odd, and I'm like, yeah, it's a little weird.
I think you're definitely onto something. I think part of the problem is that Thor was so serious before. Thor has never been like, he's joked around with the Avengers, but he's never been joke man.
Yeah.
And it's not so much that they're telling jokes, but almost everything is funny.
Yeah, like it's movie, good. Like that's the thing. Like it's good. Like it's good. It's good humor. But I think I was like, I could have stood to have it be a little more serious in some parts.
I think the balance would have been a lot harder, though. They probably erred on the side of caution.
Right.
Where they're like, let's just steep it all in comedy, because if we try to make a balance and we screw it up, it could be seen as disjointed.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Anyway.
We'll hear what Freeman says. I don't know. Are you guys going to see this movie, though? Are you guys going to see Justice League?
If I can find... Oh, Justice League, no.
No, alright, damn. So I'm the only one seeing.
Look,
of course you are, Tyler.
Look, I saw Man of Steel. I thought it was okay. I didn't see Batman vs Superman because I didn't feel strongly about it, and I don't know. Like writing,
did you see
just
Wonder
writing.
Woman?
No, I want to see that. That one actually looked really
Wonder
good.
Woman's great.
I haven't seen a superhero movie in theaters in a while now. But
I have a few gripes about Wonder Woman, but I think overall it was a good movie.
Overall, it's certainly the best of the DCs.
Oh, hands down.
That's not
hands down
it's not
between
hard to say,
Batman
but it's
versus.
true.
Very true. I mean, I don't know. I like the fight. I like Batman versus Superman. My only gripe is at the very end. The thing that apparently keeps Batman from killing Superman is fucking Martha, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
See, that's one of those things where the logic of Batman Superman, because you guys know I've talked about this before. I have too much of a logical mind to sink into some things. Things like Thor, I have no problem with because they're at least consistent in their universe.
Right.
Batman versus Superman was so many stupid things on so many dumb levels.
Yeah. Also, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor really didn't do it for me. Like he wasn't Lex Luthor.
So creepy.
No.
He wasn't. Like they casted him wrong. They casted Lex completely wrong.
You know what the problem is? We watched the Superman animated show as a kid where Lex was like all suave and really smart. And then Jesse Eisenberg just looks like
typically is.
Yeah, he couldn't do it on screen.
Jesse Eisenberg just seems like a cross between the Joker and him, where he's trying to do the crazy weird thing, like with that whole scene with the fucking Jolly Rancher. Oh my god. Just slowly pressing it into the guy's... Ugh.
Yo, but
Justice League.
Man, I like Ben Affleck. I think he's a good Batman. I think he is. Fuck you guys.
No. It's not that. So the second headline, for those of you who don't see the show notes, the secondary headline I added to this.
Oh yeah,
Apparently, Ben Affleck is looking to, quote, gracefully get out of the DC.
Unfortunately.
Oh my god.
Yo, man, he's getting hit with a lot of shit lately.
Like
It's
what?
like there's that, and then there's like the Harvey Weinstein thing.
How does
Like
that
he's
affect
trying
him?
because
I genuinely
he's
don't know.
so him and like the other people that work close with like the Weinstein company. So like he does like
Oh,
he was a producer on a lot of things, right? Like Kevin Smith, like
Like he's said in the past that like that what's his name had supported him and got him to where he is today. And now that this shit's going on, he's like,
okay.
fuck, now I feel like an asshole. Like it's like Kevin Smith
Yeah.
said, he's not taking any of the proceeds from any of the movie that the Weinstein company was involved with. He's like, fuck them.
Yeah, like
Right.
it's causing a
It's
lot of
admirable.
stuff. Now everybody's looking into Ben Affleck now because like he's worked closely with Weinstein,
Right.
and it's like a mess. Like
Yeah.
he's going through a lot of shit right now.
Well, I think even before that, remember when he was going to direct the Batman standalone movie, and then he got taken
Oh
off
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
I feel like there's been a while, like ever since maybe right before Batman versus Superman came out, or right after, Affleck has been like noticeably either being pushed or stepping away. And I feel like this is just kind of the culmination of it, where he's just kind of like, fuck it, I don't want to be in this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a shame because like he's a really huge Batman fan.
Yeah, he's really he honestly is pretty sweet as Batman. He's
Like I think
not
I'll
as,
even go as far as to say he's better than Bale,
probably.
and that's my
Bale
opinion.
has the benefit of being in the 3 best Batman movies.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll say it here, like those Batman movies were great not because of him.
Oh yeah.
Like he just happened to be there while his supporting cast literally carried the movie.
He just happened to be growling his way through a movie where everyone else was really good in it.
Yeah, like even the first movie, I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't a fan of Batman Begins.
Huh?
I wasn't a big fan of Batman Begins, but like Liam Neeson was pretty cool.
Yep.
I think he played a really good Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk about the Dark Knight Returns. I've heard enough about Heath Ledger. And like the
Being
third
the
one, like
greatest.
Tom Hardy and JGL, they all did pretty good,
Batman?
right? Which one will break first, your mind or your body?
Oh my god. I
You're a
remember
big
that
guy.
Fury Road was being announced at the same, like shortly after this movie, and everyone, and it's like, what the Tom Hardy, you're doing too many weird things.
What? No, it's fine. Yo, he did weird stuff. He played
He did it well though.
yeah, he played what's his face? He played that Charles Bronson. No, that's wrong.
What?
What are you talking about?
He played like this
Who's it?
one movie. Shit, I can't remember now. Huh?
Inception?
No, it wasn't Inception.
I don't know.
It was a
He in
movie he like did like before that.
that. I don't know.
And he played as this like this character that was based on a real person.
He's done a lot of neat stuff, and he's
Yeah.
clearly got a breadth of acting. Like Mad Max to Bane is so crazy.
Yeah, and you know what? That I feel like that's what makes like a good actor actress. They can play a plethora of roles.
Like they're not locked into one role. They're very versatile.
Yeah,
You don't see them as that character.
exactly.
You don't see like if you see.
Brings us back to the Lord of the Rings discussion from
Exactly.
I
last
was
week.
about to say, yeah, that last week's Lord of the
Like you
Rings
see
discussion.
Elijah Wood, and you don't even see Elijah Wood. You see Frodo. Whereas if you see Tom Hardy, you see Tom Hardy, or you just see the character he's playing because it's just he slips into the role.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Justice League.
We're going back to Justice League. Yeah, it's whatever. I'm the only person seeing this movie. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm sure Val will want us to go, but
Oh
I'd
yeah.
rather wait until Disaster Artist comes out to go
Disaster
Oh, yeah.
Artist! Oh my god!
Movie of the year.
because that looks like it'll be really funny.
I can't. I need to see one more like movie that's gonna blow me out of my shoes. Like good movie this year.
That's probably gonna be the one.
I hope it is. I know
Unless
it's
you
not.
have hope for Star Wars.
I already saw it. No, you know what? I can't even say it. The one that really threw me off this
I
year.
screwed off the top of the salt shaker with that one.
Oh,
The only movie that I saw this year so far that I wasn't expecting that turned out to be extremely good was Get Out. Get Out and Baby Driver.
I didn't see Baby Driver
I
yet.
haven't seen either of those, but I heard they were both quite good.
God, they're so
Really good.
great. My God. Like, easily my 2 favorite movies of the entire year.
So Friedman,
Since we were just talking about people teaming up, let's talk about the new Final Fantasy 15 DLC.
Comrades.
I don't know if I said it was coming out today, but it came out
came
like
out
last week. I was
today?
talking about. It came out today.
you talked
The
about it
trailer
last
dropped.
week. I remember that.
Yeah, we
and
did talk about
it. It is the multiplayer DLC that they've been talking about for a bit over the last year, and they came out with a screenshot last week that had all the characters from the movie Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive, which made me think it was going to take place during that part of the movie. Game. Turns out it's not. I'm going to spoil a little bit of 15 to be as vague as possible, but after chapter 13 of the game, there's a pretty significant time skip, and in that time frame, the world falls to shit. Monsters start taking over. There's no more light in the sky. It's this world of darkness. And this DLC takes place right at the beginning of that, as the world is falling into shittiness. And you and other members of essentially the Kingsguard, called the Kingsglaive, team up to try to prevent this darkness from taking over. So it's this multiplayer expansion where you can create your own avatar, but it's not like direct creation. Like, you can define certain characters, like what lineage do you want your character to have, and the game will auto-generate how you're going to look.
It's like Dark Souls.
Sort of, yeah. It looks pretty cool. They added new weapon customizations. There's like 4 different mission types. You can play it solo if you want. They have solo mode, or you can team with friends, or they do have like an auto queue system, so you can just play with randoms.
Trying to team up, Friedman?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to team up. It looks really cool. They're selling it standalone for $20, or if you bought the $20 DLC bundle of all of them, it's just in there. And they're kind of billing this as a potentially standalone minigame. So it's pretty cool. This is how I prefer DLC is done, as opposed to what we'll talk about later.
Neat.
Right, yo, I'm definitely, like, I know I have Final Fantasy 15, but I think I'm definitely gonna buy the Game of the Year edition when it comes out.
It says everything included in it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give up my steel box though.
Oh no, hold
Only
on.
problem.
Like, it's a good collector's, and they didn't make too many of them. Like, it still holds its value.
I might be that asshole and trade in the disc itself.
Oh,
Oh no.
I might do that.
Tyler,
So I know-
no.
I mean,
I know-
I'm trying to go against trading in
kidding,
games.
Tyler.
I think it's a scummy thing.
Stop doing it.
I
Save
know,
your
like,
game.
dude, I haven't done that since Overwatch. I got
What,
Overwatch for the
buying
PS4, and I was like, I made a mistake.
I don't know. My last mistake was No Man's Sky, and I haven't traded in because I want to remind myself not to make that mistake again.
As a
not a
searing
mistake.
reminder to not do that.
I want
shit.
like my purchasing decisions were terrible. It was like I bought like going back time, it was like Persona 5, Final Fantasy 15, No Man's Sky.
But
Oh,
did you back
Freeman.
it though?
No, I bought it like a
All
week
right,
after,
so
like
you're-
not even a week. I had like the day after it came out before
So
all
it's
the
like
negative
whatever
reviews.
then.
God.
I gave into the hype when I shouldn't have.
My friend put in 100 hours into that game at least.
Jeepers
don't know.
creepers.
Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 15 is one of those games where I know I'm going to play the DLC. It's just a matter of when. Kind of like the when am I going to play Metal Gear Solid 5, because I still haven't touched that one yet.
Oh my god.
What? Yo, I love that game so much.
I didn't get it until like a year after it came out, and I was busy at the time, and I haven't like I just need to once I start playing it, I will finish it.
Probably.
Like that's the way I am with
There
Metal
ain't-
Gear Solids, but I need to like sit down and start it.
Freeman,
Yeah,
why
there
don't you just...
ain't-
Oh no, keep going,
What?
Tyler.
I was just saying there ain't a lot of story in it, but it's just fun.
Yeah, all the missions seem really cool.
Freeman, why don't you admit to everyone why you brought up Metal Gear Solid?
So I brought up Metal Gear Solid as a seamless transition into the next topic on the list.
Oh.
This one caught me off guard because last time I saw news about this was like 10, 11 years ago.
What?
But I think it's Sony owns the rights to it, but they are making a live-action Metal Gear Solid movie that has been kind of in development hell since I think it was after Metal Gear Solid 2 came out. They started negotiating for it.
Like almost
they-
every
Oh,
video
yeah.
game movie.
But there was a solid announcement this week that they got one of the core writers of Jurassic World and Pacific Rim 2, Derek Connolly, to come on and pen the initial script for it. So, it's not this movie's probably not happening, but now it has some kind of leg to stand on that.
Probably
Like
not
we might just see a Metal Gear Solid movie. And
I
I'm
don't
not gonna lie
wanna
here.
see it.
if they went and they made a movie about Metal Gear Solid 1, it would work because Metal Gear Solid 1 is basically your standard 80s action movie.
I mean, that just sounds so funny. This movie's probably not going to happen.
But like, if it happened,
it needs the right story, and it needs the right director. Like, I think the motherfuckers who wrote like Sicario, like that fucking trilogy, because like it's all like MGS is all about like they got like government conspiracies and shit like that, and they have like a lot of tension in it. I feel like those kind of like that's what the treatment it deserves.
The problem is just by looking at the track record of the person who wrote it, it's an action movie. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, but like, man, Jurassic World, I didn't really like Jurassic World, and I don't know how Pacific Rim 2 is gonna be.
I like Jurassic World, and I'm probably gonna like Pacific Rim 2 at least a little bit, but yeah, I can also understand that.
Like, don't get me wrong, this is not gonna be an amazing movie, but I hope it's just not like Dragon Ball Evolution kind of movie. Where just
there's always that chance,
even without respect to its original context, that I want it to succeed. Metal Gear Solid is dying.
Let's see. All right, how many good video game movies have you seen?
Oh, Tyler, you can't ask that.
Look, I can answer the question. We're waiting for the one that will redeem the genre.
Tyler, what about Assassin's Creed? Oh.
Yeah. What about Doom? Oh, wait.
Hey. Doom was not a very good movie, but that first person sequence was pretty fucking cool.
It was cool.
It was neat.
I'm not gonna get you wrong there.
I mean, Pixel was the best Adam Sandler movie.
Cool.
Freeman, get the fuck out of here.
I like Carl Urban.
But
man, The Rock was weird.
Dude, Carl Urban is so useless in the Thor movie. Spoiler warning, don't care. Fuck.
Yeah, that was lame. They might as well have gotten like a no-name. I was like, you're gonna get Carl Urban to do this role?
Freeman, he's legitimately just one of those like frumpy side guys who doesn't really accomplish anything, has one minor moment, and then
he's just kind of there to pad off the movie a little.
It's really disappointing that Carl Urban, because the funny thing is that you see these actors in these roles, and you're like, well, that actor can never be anything else in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. That sucks.
Yep. They should. He would have done really well in a different role, I think.
God, he could have had anything.
That wasn't fair.
Okay, Tyler. Now, don't get me wrong. Idris Elba is a great Heimdall. Fucking, oh my God. Why am I blanking on his name? We just we're talking about him.
Carl Urban?
Carl Urban. Yeah, wow. Could you not picture a world where Carl Urban is Heimdall?
Oh, I totally could.
It's like it's like him being Judge Dredd again.
Like, I think he'd do a really good job in that role.
He'd be fucking great. Like Idris Elba's killing it, and it's not a huge role, but that's the kind of thing you could see Carl Urban doing so easily.
He was in town a couple weeks ago.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
For what?
He was doing this like what was he doing? He was at this convention that was like in Parsippany.
Cool.
Yeah, and apparently he was staying at the hotel where I used to work security.
No way. Tyler.
Yeah, I was so pissed.
Tyler, did you hear from your dad if like anyone got a signature or anything?
No, what's it called? No one did. No one actually saw him, but like except for the front desk clerks. But my coworker, he's like, "Oh, Carl Urban's here." Oh my God! I'm gonna talk about it when we get to what I'm gonna be doing this weekend.
Okay.
Okay.
It's terrible.
But yeah, going back to
Metal Gear Solid.
I don't expect anything.
Me either.
I mean, honestly, okay. I fully say I enjoyed Last World. Pretty good, actually. Pacific Rim 2 from the trailer looks like, hey, we have big dumb robots, which is fine, but it's just big.
Which is what Metal Gear Solid is about, actually.
Yeah, I mean they do got giant robots.
Metal Gear launches new.
Metal Gear. It's like one of my Japanese animes.
Oh boy. Oh my God.
Actual quote. I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe that wasn't just Ego Raptor bullshitting. Like that was an actual line from the game.
That was an actual line. in the game.
Oh God.
That's why I love
It's
Metal
like
Gear.
one of my Japanese,
Because-
like Otacon's such a God
Fucking
damn it,
name is
Otacon.
Otacon.
But like, I couldn't fathom it, right? Like, because I was too young, so I was too young to really play the games and like be decent at them. So like, I waited until I got older, but by that time I had seen the Egoraptor videos, right? And I was like, one day I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go play the games, right? And so I'm playing, and I'm like, I know this motherfucker didn't start making giant robots because he watches anime. What a faggot. Like I couldn't. Oh God! And then I stopped playing the game because I didn't want to backtrack and get the PSG. I was like, fuck this game.
Womp womp.
I beat all the other games though.
Hold on one sec. Someone from Wizards clarified on the tokens thing from before.
Oh.
Only the not full art side is foil.
What?
Yeah.
That's lame.
Yeah, this sucks.
Fuck. What?
That kind of killed it a
what-
little, only
what-
a little bit.
What is the purpose of doing that when we
It's
just
all
had
the-
From the Vault Transform, which is double-sided foil?
Or even the current foils are double-sided foil tokens.
Yeah,
for
every
standard.
transform has been foil before. It's
This
got to be
fucking
something
sucks.
about how they're printing the unset. It has to be.
Yeah. It might be that they're doing them all on the same sheet and they don't want foil contraptions on the other half of the normal tokens.
No, well, or you have to think it might have something to do with the art going up to the border.
Maybe.
Maybe the way they print foils means that they need to not print it all in foil on both sides to get curling or something under control. Fuck. They would have been
Yeah, this blows.
so beautiful. Fuck. I mean, they're still
Fucking
beautiful.
Still gonna
but-
play it.
Yeah, of course. I'll still try to get some, but that...
Talking about other shit that triggers Tim.
Yeah, seriously. So
We're talking about
apparently...
writing movies.
Apparently, Lucas is tapping the guy who directed The Last Jedi to start preliminary work on a brand new Star Wars trilogy.
This needs to stop.
No one knows what it is.
Can they finish this one first?
Nope. Freeman, come
Like,
on.
I'm
This
not
is
pretty
joking.
please.
Like, this
owns
really
Marvel.
needs to stop.
They've
Like,
already got the side story movies going. Like,
Solo,
Yeah.
a Star Wars movie. I mean, I guess
Like,
I
this-
couldn't have thought of a better title.
like I don't know. Like, I'm cool with the Star Wars, but like, this is enough. I feel like this is oversaturation at this point.
bro, they own Marvel. They don't know what
I was gonna
oversaturation
say,
is.
how is this different from Marvel, though?
Very true.
I mean, is it because Marvel is drawing on comic books, whereas Star Wars is
Let's
its
say-
own thing?
This is the company that said Cars 3 is totally a good idea.
I mean, I guess it's one thing if they have like a bunch of different stories that exist in the same world.
So
It all feels like one story, though.
some people are throwing around ideas. What could this trilogy be? When does this trilogy take place?
Oh, man,
Does
they're
it
gonna
take
remake the
place
prequels.
in the normal Star Wars time? Does it maybe take place after all this? Are the Skywalker family involved? Is it during the Old Republic era?
Is that something that you'd be interested in seeing? He's thinking
Back
about it.
worms.
Well, you know what? For Tim's sake, I'm gonna say it. I
KOTOR?
hope it doesn't come out because then if it does and it's bad, I'm sure Tim will go to jail
I
because
was
he'll...
just gonna say, KOTOR is so sacred to me. Like you guys don't get it. Star Wars is ups. The KOTOR games make up 2/3 of my top 3 games of all time. Most
We know.
of my
Yeah.
video gaming personality is built upon those 2 fucking games.
That's what I'm saying.
If
That's what I'm
they-
saying. If they fuck it up,
If
you're
they
gonna go to
fucked
jail
up-
because you're gonna kill people.
I mean, there's already like troubling so in the Old Republic MMO, which takes place like I think it's at least 100 or a few hundred years later. Fucking, they actually have the main character from 1 still alive, and he's a huge piece of shit. They're lucky I don't play that video game because that would fucking destroy me. But even beyond that, if they made a movie and they got some things wrong, people will be injured.
People will. Well,
I don't want to make death threats. I don't want to be one of those guys making death threats on a podcast.
Be rioting.
But there will be one-man riots in the streets.
One-man riots
see me
on
with
the
a bunch
streets.
of Molotovs strapped to my chest, just throwing them at shit, and people are just kind of watching me, like, "Oh, that's good. That's funny."
Something what you just said reminded me. I mean, there was one time we were all getting hyped for D&D, and Leslie was like, "Yo, people are getting concerned here," and we're like, "What people? You mean you?" And that was the same thing we just got out of you.
Oh God. Remind me about my D&D exploits.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Have you been?
I should say, I'll save that story. This is a good story to bring up on the podcast.
Okay.
For later in the episode.
No news is known about this. There's too many. There's already. I mean, we have Solo next year. We have Last Jedi next month. 2 years from now, we have. We don't know the title of 9.
No, so isn't it like the Ben Kenobi movies after that or something?
I don't know if it's set in stone. If it's Kenobi, I don't think it's Calrissian. There was also Boba Fett talks.
Yeah.
I think we'll hear more next year. Because that's still
my boy
3 years away.
Gambino.
Oh God.
Gonna be Lando.
No, but we do have Solo next year. Then we have Episode 9 the year after that. So it's at least 3 years until the next movie. So they're still in production, or pre-production even.
Yeah.
Like, you have to imagine that Solo is probably done filming, primary film photography at least, and 9 is in early production, is my guess.
I think it's probably still in like the writing phase. I don't think they've actually started doing it.
No way.
There's no way they're filming it right now. Everyone's currently on like the promotional loop for it.
I know, but I'm saying early production, like setup.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like set construction and things like that.
Yeah.
Training, all that shit that takes some time. I think they're ramping up for 9 right now. And I think part of the reason is they're potentially waiting to see how 8 goes. But they're definitely in probably still writing and even and figuring out actors for the next single movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tyler, Freeman, why don't you take us into Nintendo land?
Yeah, we'll do some Nintendo news. So Rocket League launched for Nintendo Switch 2 days ago.
Did Skyrim come out too? Did we ever talk about that?
I don't think it came out yet.
Because there's trailers on YouTube for it. Or there's I just didn't remember if we mentioned that because
it's coming out. No, you're right. It came out 4 days ago.
Yeah.
No, wait, no. I'm misreading the release date. That was the original release date, and that was 6 years ago. Sorry, I should learn to read the year. Oh my fucking God! Don't make me enter my birthday on the Nintendo website.
They have to know.
They gotta know you can.
Even though all of their games are.
Oh my God! Just give me the release date.
Tier under.
It comes out in 2 days, so it comes out on Friday. Damn, it's a lot sooner than I thought.
It comes out in 2 days. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 2 days.
Hell yeah, dude.
Man, everything's so Skyrim and Pokemon on the same day. Damn.
Yeah.
Those non-competing markets. Anyway, so Rocket League came out. I was a big fan of Rocket League when it first came out. I haven't played in a while. I'm probably gonna get it because I feel like having it like on the go with you, as long as you have internet somewhere, it's a really fun like pick it up, play 5-minute kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was made for handheld, so I'm definitely gonna repurchase it for that. There is like version exclusive stuff for the Switch, but like if you go online with it, unless someone else is playing with the Switch, they can't see any of the cool stuff you have, which is kind of shitty. But that's the way it is. In addition to that, Capcom teased that they are working on a new Phoenix Wright game for Nintendo Switch. They haven't mentioned which of the. It's not Phoenix Wright. It's Ace Attorney because that's the whole series knows that in Japan. In the US, they kind of rebranded it. But Ace Attorney covers a couple of different individual game series. You have the main series. You have one that focused on the villain from the first game who became a protagonist, and you have a bunch of like side story ones. They didn't announce what they want to do with it yet, but all they said is yes, a game's in development for Switch. So I'm happy because I love that series.
Oh. Yeah, I've always wanted to try out those games. I think I mentioned that on the podcast before.
It's more reading than anything else. I definitely recommend at least just playing the first game. Like you can play the first game and stop right there, and you're perfectly fine. But it gives you a good taste of what the whole series is about. And I think they just re-released it for 3DS on the eShop or something like that, so it's easy to get a hold of. But the last bit of news is Nintendo's trying to like convince you to play Pokemon just one last little bit before the game comes out.
One last little
bit, and they finally addressed the thing that the one mystery I had about the game was when they first showed off the principal artwork. The cover of Pokemon Sun and the cover of Pokemon Moon are very clearly meant to be like left and right images of each other, and right in the middle, right in the center where this like shining light is, there's this creepy ass face in the background. And no one wanted to talk about what the space was, and they finally hinted at that Necrozma has some kind of super OP form, that's the thing that's hidden in the paper that they've been shoving in your face the whole time.
Oof.
And people who've kind of like leaked stuff from the early preload of the game have confirmed that this is the most busted Pokemon ever.
I think he mentioned that this is the one that's already potentially pre-banned.
He's already banned in the tier you go for banned, like that's stronger than banned.
It's like banned in vintage.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
damn.
Banned in draft, too good and limited in any format.
My God.
But yeah, I caved and I pre-ordered it because I had the Amazon bonus and I had cash back. So I'm not paying any of my personal money for it. I'm paying with fictional money. So
fake money.
I'll probably play a little bit over the weekend. I'm not trying to go too hard on this one, but I'll give my first impressions next week.
Oh, man.
But keeping on the trend of Pokemon, I can just transition straight into the weeb shit if I can speak English. Butchered that. There's one other bit of Pokemon news this week. The new Pokemon movie came out in English in select theaters. I know at the New York City release, everyone was flipping out because this isn't really a spoiler. The movie is a retelling of like the first episode of Pokemon, but like told a little differently. So end of the first episode of Pokemon, Ash and Pikachu get attacked by that swarm of Spearows, and they're like basically dying on the floor. And then Pikachu's like, "Nah, I got you," and does the crazy Thunderbolt before Ho-Oh shows up and basically reconciles with Ash, and they become friends. In the movie version, like Ash is straight up dying, and Pikachu turns to Ash and starts speaking in like clean English, like I want to be your partner. And then does the Thunderbolt. And everyone in the theater is just like, what the fuck am I watching? Because Pikachu has been voiced by the same Japanese actress for the last 20 years of Pokemon. And they cut to like a very not similar sounding English voice actress to say the line. And it just sounded so jarring.
That sounds so awful.
Amazing.
And for anyone who wants to see it without paying anyone money, I think it's airing on Disney Channel in like a month or something. So
Jesus,
you want to enjoy the misery, it'll be free to watch.
So awful.
But speaking of miserable things to watch,
oh God,
this is the only piece of weeb shit I have, and this is by far the dumbest. Like I've talked about the waifu wars, and this is dumber.
God.
There's this one guy on Reddit who did this experiment to see, how much can you pay YouTube to get certain ads given to people, and he found that if you slot in an ad at 3 a.m. it only costs $5 to make it unskippable for 100 people, regardless of the length. So he's like, oh shit, what do I make people watch? So he went through all the AMVs he's made through the years, and he made this one that was intentionally designed to be cringy. It was a video about why 2D waifus are better than 3D girls, and why 3D girls aren't as good as anime. And this is like the cringiest video I've ever watched in my life. And he made this an unskippable 5-minute ad if you watch YouTube at 3 a.m. And he did this for like a week, so he blew like $700 to fuck with people. And I don't know, I'll link you guys the video later. This is the worst I've seen in a long time from the anime community. And the anime subreddit was eating this shit up this week.
What a hero. Oh my God.
But that's it for the weeb shit.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
There was no actual real anime news this week, so I had to resort to talking about this nonsense.
Anybody post about seeing it organically on YouTube, or did he just post the video that he was doing it with?
No, so there were 2 threads. One was him posting that he was going to try to do it, and that was like a week ago. It got 0 traction. And then this week, someone's like, "Who the fuck made this? Because I just got this unskippable video." And then someone was like, "Oh, me too. Are you watching at like 3 in the morning?" He's like, "Yeah." And then the guy commented in the thread, and he linked like, "Yeah, I set this up. Did you enjoy my video?"
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's fantastic.
I don't know, man. That's crazy.
What an
Sometimes
hero.
I love the dumb stuff the anime community does.
That's fantastic. What a hero.
What the fuck?
Take advantage of YouTube's game. Oh my god, that's so great. The fact that someone who uses the anime... You realize how insane that is? Someone who's on the anime subreddit was on YouTube at 3 in the morning, saw the video, and cared enough about it to post on the anime subreddit about it.
Feels like such a small world. We have less than 500,000 weebs on the anime subreddit. That's not a lot of people.
Oh my god, it's so great. That's so fantastic. Oh, what a champion. Guy deserves a medal.
Hell yeah. Reddit gold.
I bet. Okay, he definitely has gotten some Reddit gold.
Probably for pulling off something as stupid as this.
I want to test to see if this works.
God.
That guy's one of those people who like looks down on the internet as like a giant laboratory where they can just experiment on shit.
How can I just mess with people?
Anyway, we are going to take our break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about our topic, which is going to be loot boxes and the incredible EA Battlefront 2 fiasco.
Yup, it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be good.
So we're gonna take our break because I'm dying, and we'll be back in about a second for you guys talking about this very disappointing state of the game.
Fiasco.
And we're back. We just watched the best video on the internet.
The unskippable 3 a.m. 5-minute anime video.
Die.
Oh, it's so. I'm so glad that we live in a world that. No, I'm kidding. That's fucking awful.
No, we don't want to live in this world anymore.
That takes weeb shit to a whole new
Freeman,
level.
Do you mean I fed up with this world?
I'm fed up with this world.
Anyway.
On to the actual topic.
The topic. Battlefront 2. I tweeted about this yesterday.
This is gonna make me start drinking.
So I am not purchasing this video game, and I might actively go overseas, as Friedman says, to do the Let's Play of this campaign, because I don't care about multiplayer at all.
Sail the 7 seas.
Sail the 7 seas.
This is really fucked up.
Can I just say, I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking. Fuck EA, man.
Yo, fuck EA.
Fuck them. Like, this is actual horseshit.
And
I knew they were gonna do some
comment in Reddit's history.
I was so happy to contribute to that one.
You did?
Yeah, I downvoted it before it hit the top. I'm like, fuck them.
Yeah, good.
It was like maybe 20,000 in when I downloaded it. It ended up topping at like 60, 70,000.
I thought it went into the hundreds, although that might have been me misremembering what I heard.
Yo, but we knew they were gonna do something, right? Like that we weren't gonna like, and this was it.
So let's clarify what the story is. EA, Battlefront 2 is about to come out tomorrow, actually, I think, or Friday, whatever.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff coming out this week.
Yeah,
tomorrow's coming out.
And they announced that. Or people basically figured out from playing the beta that not all heroes are unlocked when you get the game. So when you get the chance to play as a hero in the game, like doing multiplayer, you can only play as a few heroes. You can either pay real money to play as all the heroes, or you can grind for what turns out to be an insane amount of time to earn these heroes with in-game rewards. Now, then, someone commented on EA on, like, the Battlefront subreddit or the gaming subreddit. I don't know which. Freeman, you'd probably know better.
I'm pretty sure it was the Battlefront one.
And EA basically responded saying, we want people to feel pride in unlocking
We
They're
want
heroes.
players to have a meaningful sense of progression and pride. And that comment itself has become like the poster child meme for making fun of how out of touch EA was with what players were willing to put up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the nail. That was the nail in the coffin right
And
there.
so after that, EA apparently said, okay, we're going to lower the prices in game it takes to earn heroes. And then players went in and found, oh, wait, you lowered the prices. You also lowered the rewards almost equally.
All right, so I did some research on that one. They only lowered the like what you get from doing the single player campaigns, that by the time you exit the campaign you end up with the same amount of heroes you would have originally. They kept the for if you're playing multiplayer, it's still better than it used to be. So I just want to dispel the rumor around that headline because everyone was spreading that one around today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as bad as we thought, but still,
It's still horse
Still
shit.
shitty.
It's still like 1,000 hours to unlock Vader or something.
Yeah, I saw a headline that said it could take a year to unlock all the heroes.
That's too much.
Yeah.
That's way too much. And I
How about
like
this?
how
You already
that's
have to-
supposed to. What?
I mean, you're supposed to already earn them in game. Like in game, you don't just get to play as a hero for nothing. You have to earn like a kill streak to even play as a hero, right?
I don't remember.
Is that how the old Battlefield
That's
worked?
how Battlefront 1 worked. I don't know about 2 because I'm never going to play multiplayer of 2.
Oh, I was talking about like the older one. No, no,
yeah,
no,
the
no.
old ones, that's how it worked.
No, in Battlefront 1, you just got chosen. It was random.
Okay, but regardless, you don't get to play as a hero all the time. And
Oh wait, no, you ran over a power up. That's my bad. No.
okay, you got a
ran
power
towards a
up, but you still
yeah.
probably had to like get it because you'd probably just get killed going for it because everyone's going for it.
Yeah, or
Regardless, it's a special thing, and you're gonna get targeted because everyone wants to kill the hero.
yeah.
So you probably don't get to play it for that long unless you're really good. So the fact that you'd have to pay or play a ton just to get the chance to play as a hero for like a minute during a match, bonkers.
Stupid.
Insane.
Yeah, it's way too much. Like I don't understand what they were thinking and what they're still thinking. And the worst part is it's not gonna fix itself. Like even though it's, deemed the most downvoted comment in Reddit history pretty
So,
much.
Speaking
People are
of
still
Reddit,
gonna buy this game.
Freeman, while you were talking about Nintendo, I was scrolling through my phone for a hot second, and I saw that EA did an AMA on the Battlefront subreddit.
Did they do that after this fiasco
They
happened,
did
or
it
it was
today,
during? Oh no!
Oh wow.
and there were 3 guys, and they had to make posts summing up all the questions and answers because all of the answers were so downvoted that they weren't visible at the top of the page.
Jesus.
Oh man!
Google it. I glanced at it for about a minute on my phone, but it's just a few questions with like a gold star with like gold next to them, and then nothing else. And or a post that's like, "Hey, all the answers are getting downvoted, so here's a bunch of the questions and answers."
I mean, at least they answered a lot of these questions.
Well,
Instead
it
of doing
also
like
sounds like it wasn't really EA people so much as DICE people probably sent
Oh,
out to
and-
die.
yeah, I mean, DICE they they have to defend their game. DICE
course
is
they
not
do.
like DICE is a big studio, but they're not that big.
They make Battlefield.
I know, but like they still got to defend what they work on.
No, I know.
They
Of
can't
course.
just let it out to die
It
because
sucks
EA
that
is a
they're in
sack
this
of shit.
position because EA is absolutely the one who did this because EA is the one who did this to Dead Space 3 back in the day. where
Yep.
They added this whole loot box bullshit.
Yeah, no, I blame EA 100% for
completely.
this shit.
And you know what sucks? The other news this week about EA? You know who they bought?
Who?
And
You should know. Starts with an R. They make a game about calling robots out of the sky.
oh wait, yeah, didn't we
Did we
talk
it?
about this
I know
last week?
I don't remember. if it
Respawn.
Well,
They bought Respawn.
I know they sold in the last week. I think they were in talks last week or something. But I know that like, in the last few days they did sell to EA for like 120 million, or maybe probably some bigger number even. I don't know.
Well, doesn't look like I'm ever getting Titanfall. Like,
oh no, Tyler, we're gonna get Titanfall 3, and it's gonna be chock full of shit, and then EA is gonna close Respawn. Because they are the kings of killing studios or using their name on all their studios because the name means something, like BioWare. Because they opened like 3 BioWare studios that are all not original BioWare.
oh, God.
It's bad.
God, man, fuck EA. God, I can't say that enough.
I'm even the kind of person who tries to defend practices like this. Or not even practice, I'm not going to say practices like this, but often, like I'll try to understand both sides of a disagreement. There's no defending what EA's doing. This is such an insane money grab. It's so
greedy.
Blatant. It's so blatant.
But here's the thing, and this pisses me off to no end. This business model is shown that, it pisses off and turns off like 90% of your base. But the problem is that 10% that doesn't care will pay you so much money that you can afford to ignore the other 90%. And EA is like, yes, this is fine.
Yep. Well, also, it's Star Wars. People are going to buy the game because it's just Star Wars.
Yeah.
So why not have this be the franchise where you start getting people on this loot box and paying for content train?
That or even like the bundles. Like when I got my PS4, the only reason I got Battlefront is because it came with my PS4. So once you get people in the door, you might as well sell them your loot boxes.
But then there's loot boxes in Star Wars. But then about a smaller franchise that EA makes. What about when FIFA comes out and you have to start paying for some of the like different sets of teams?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
To sell you shit piecewise, that'd be miserable.
And like this week, the CFO of EA was like, people have got to start getting used to the modern world where we do things like mobile, where games are a service. Games are a constant platform for selling you stuff.
People need the self-control to not buy these games even when they do the shitty stuff.
I'm not gonna. I was seriously planning on buying it to do the Let's Play. Now I'll either do it.
Now you're like, nope.
I'll either sail around and find a copy or not do it. I will not give money to EA for this game.
So what you got to do is if you actually want to play, but you don't want to support them, wait until it's pre-owned at GameStop, because pre-owned games, none of it goes to the original creator of the game. 100% of that gets pocketed by GameStop.
Yeah, but you still have to register it on Origin.
I
don't even
so
want
to.
I forgot.
Fucking Origin, dude.
I don't even
the
want
Bane.
That. Yeah.
How they get
Origin.
you.
I want to find the copy that doesn't go back to Origin in any way.
The private server.
Yep.
Oh god.
Not even server. I don't want to play multiplayer. I just want to see that campaign.
Oh yeah.
Just the chance to play a modern Star Wars game.
Wait, hold on. So if you owned it for console, do you still have to register through Origin just to turn the game on?
You probably still have to log into an EA account, which is basically your Origin account.
Yeah.
I'd guess.
That's
shitty.
The bigger issue is the fact that this is coming at like earlier this week before this got announced. Loot boxes had already been the big like point of discussion for a lot of game journalism. And I know everyone is blaming Overwatch for this one,
rightly so.
Which I don't think is valid criticism.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't know about that.
So the loot boxes in Overwatch don't give you anything.
No, I know it's cosmetic.
It's all cosmetic, and the thing is, you can unlock everything. Well, everything you want without having to pay for additional boxes. They award them at a very generous rate.
Sure.
So everyone's like, "Oh, this is Overwatch's fault," but I don't.
Let me explain how I blame Overwatch. Not completely. I'm not like one of those guys on the internet who's like, it's all Overwatch. Here's the thing. The reason I blame Overwatch is not directly because of Overwatch. It's because of because of who made Overwatch. Blizzard, Activision, basically the only big powerhouse that challenges EA as the most successful video game publisher in the world. They did it, and they are making tons of money. And it doesn't matter if it's reasonable. EA just has to see dollars, and people are paying for it. And then as soon as the big guys are doing it, everybody has to do it. It's a combination of Overwatch and mobile.
It's shit.
Yes.
It's fucking garbage.
It's like, why not do it? Why not take a fraction of a percentage of cool things in the game, but it's cool things that people will care about, and they'll either get frustrated or, in most cases, probably up to this point, still buy the game, or we'll get $5 extra out of them that doesn't go to anyone but us.
Yeah, I
Exclusive
mean,
market.
it's supposed to be like a practice too that allows a longevity for like a game like Overwatch.
That's why I said it's like the EA CFO was like games as a platform to go or I made the comment in the first half about how Projekt Red is like, yo, Cyberpunk probably gonna have some kind of service thing. Excuse me.
This is like a growing problem outside of the gaming industry as well. Like, one of the big issues I had, like when I went to go buy Office this year, you don't like it's way more expensive to buy Microsoft Office than it is to buy like a 1 or 2 year license.
Yep.
Or like you can't even buy Photoshop anymore. You have to buy annual licenses to use it.
You have to use that Creative Cloud.
I pay every month for Creative Cloud and Office.
Yeah, right. It's
like that's shit. Fuck
it's
that.
shit. And the thing is, it's out of the hands of the consumers now, because once one company does it, everyone does it just because.
Because they can.
And it's this domino effect. We're seeing it now with the big developers. But
now here's the other thing.
It's more lucrative to pay for, like, have people pay for a service.
Well, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
It is more lucrative in the long run. In the short run, it's not. If someone does it for a month and then cancels, they lose money. However, because it's an ongoing thing, they also have ongoing revenue. They don't just get a bunch of money when Office 2015 releases and then no more money. They keep getting money every month from the people who are paying for it every single month.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Which I'm sure they love.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there is an upside and a downside to that. The upside is you're always getting the updated version of whatever it is. But man, that shit's expensive. How much is it, like, a month for Creative Cloud?
I think it's $40 because I originally registered as a student.
God, $40 a month.
That seems high, but I guess that's what it is, yeah.
That's a couple $100 a year.
Yeah.
I'm seeing $120 a year on Adobe Creative Cloud, but that may just be like personal, non-commercial use.
Well, I don't have commercial use. Let me check.
All apps is $40 a month. You're right.
I don't use Office. I'm on that.
It's $20 a month for an individual one.
I'm on the Google Drive.
See, I like having Office. That I do like.
Thankfully, I have another 4 years of Office through my school, but I don't go to school anymore, so that's going to dry up real fast.
Yeah.
I could use Office. I have the full Office suite through my job now.
I still own Office 2009.
Damn.
Which is feeling more and more dated by the day.
Hell yeah, it is.
Except, no, what's weird though at my job? They got, because we have Office 365. No, like almost everybody I talk to who I get an issue for now, they don't know. They don't even know they have it half the time. They think they only have Outlook.
Yup.
And I'm like, damn. I'm like, did you know that you can message people on Skype for business? What you mean? What do you mean I have Microsoft Word? What do you mean I have? What is this OneDrive?
Oh my god.
Dude, I blow minds every day.
I pay $30 every month for Creative Cloud through student.
Anyway, back on the loot box topic.
Yes.
I want to tie it in because Guild Wars 2 had a fucking meltdown last week over this.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
it's been anyone who's played Guild Wars 2 knows that ArenaNet was very upfront when they released Guild Wars 2, saying this is not a subscription MMO. We are going to sustain the company by selling cosmetics and cosmetics only in their. It was a real cash shop, but you can convert in-game currency to like they call them gems. It's what you buy with money. So theoretically, if you were making a lot of gold in game, you could buy everything without spending $1 on the game. And there are people who actually do that. But with the last expansion that came out 2 months ago, they added mounts to the game, and there were no mount skins. And that was the one thing where I was like, oh, ArenaNet's going to release those on the gem store. Get ready for it, because they did that when gliders came out in the last expansion.
Oh boy.
But they released a set for Halloween. It was priced literally exactly what we thought it was. We're like, all right, if this is the way it is from now on, you throw down $20 to get a new set of skins for all 5 of the mounts in the game. It's like $4 a mount skin. I was like, that's pretty much what we expected. And they come around this week with this new system where they put 30 new skins in the game. So more than that even existed.
Wow.
There's only one set you can actually acquire through gameplay. They put 30 in the game, and they put the system where you buy a contract, you get a random one from that group of 30.
Nice.
It's $5 for a contract. But the saving grace is that you can never get the same one twice. So like you'll eventually get the ones you're after.
Mm-hmm.
And their justification for the pricing was that, like, you know, even the shitty looking skins, you have more like coloring options in the standard ones. And I personally bought some because I like, even the shitty skins look great because you can color them whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I was personally fine throwing $20 of the game for it because I like supporting them. But the community lost their fucking minds because it became this issue of that, you know, the end game of Guild Wars 2, there's no gear grind. Every expansion doesn't introduce a new tier of stuff you need. Like, I've had top tier gear in the game for 3 years, and I haven't had to change a thing. So all of Guild Wars 2 is about cosmetic grind. And the issue is now, well, if cosmetics are your end game, now you're starting to get greedy with the end game.
Uh-oh.
So the community starts pissing, you know, they're getting mad. Gaming journalists who don't know shit about Guild Wars are just like reporting on the anger that's coming off of the subreddit and the forums.
Yeah, boy.
And ArenaNet basically came out and said, like, look, we still think we priced it fairly. We think everyone's outrage is a little unjustified.
You guys are being a little ridiculous.
And like, I'm honestly, I understand both sides. Like, it felt like a lot of money if you're going after a specific skin, but like for $5, even the shitty skins are more than worth it. Like they've gotten away with charging way more for dumber shit in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the fact that this happened right during this week where the EA shit went down. Everyone else is already complaining about loot boxes. It was just enough to set everyone completely over the edge. And it was so much that there was a huge balance patch that like completely changed the way people raid in the game, and no one was talking about it because how much people were bitching about mount skins.
Jeez.
Yeah. So this has just been an really odd week and a half for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
that's all I got to say.
We got anything else to say about this?
Not really. It's just
Bubba
really
Gump?
shitty. I mean, it's a really crappy situation that everybody's in. And it feels like companies are only going to go this way more.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, if anyone else, the only way it's gonna stop is if people unanimously say like we don't want this. But
money speaks louder than words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak with your wallet.
I totally believe that. That's why, like, I've every weekend when I go to my Magic shop to play, I buy packs, and everyone's like, "Why do you buy packs? Packs are terrible."
Support your local game store.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to. I in my mind, it's $10 to play Commander for about 8 hours every weekend between now that I've been going Sundays, and I get 45 Magic cards and potentially some good rares or something. I opened that sort of.
Is it like an actual structured thing, so they charge you to be there?
No, I choose to think of it that way.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. I was about to ask, like, does it charge you like, because most stores they'll just let people come in, and
Yep.
I always feel bad mooching just like using their store for a couple hours. Like, I'll always
Yep.
buy like a soda or at least a pack, so that way.
I've started buying basically a soda and 3 packs every week.
Support your local.
The professor would be proud.
I mean, it's just fun. It's like, why not? I'm gonna.
It
be
is.
there.
I've personally lived through my local game store closing down, and it's not fun. You lose your community, you lose your place to play.
I am at the point where I know some people at the store, and it's really cool to go in and just play some Commander every weekend. And now that my weekends are my own completely again, I can actually go to the store more.
Enjoy the cardboard you spent your money on.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm already
Moral of the
planning.
story:
Already
put your
planning for my
money
next purchase next
where your
year.
heart is,
Uh,
not where EA is.
Hell no.
Yeah, because fuck EA.
Yeah, fuck EA.
All right, Tyler.
That's the topic name.
Yeah, fuck you. I guess we'll
Don't
just go
actually.
into the weeks. I know we're all pretty tired.
Yeah, we started late too.
Started a little late, and it'd be nice to just have a nice short podcast for the first time in a good while.
Yeah, actually.
So why don't we just start wrapping them up? Tyler, I know you were talking about what you wanted to talk about for the weekend.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about. So my birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, everyone on the podcast, wish Tyler happy birthday. That's an order. No,
Yeah, it's an order.
Also, you blew up those comments.
It's really whatever. I don't care. But I will say, yesterday was kind of shitty. Mostly because I found out, like, well, I knew I was working this Saturday, right?
yeah.
What I did not know was that DerpyCon was going to be this weekend.
DerpyCon?
Which
Do
one
you
is
guys
that?
remember what DerpyCon is?
Is that the weird ass one from last year?
Is that the one
Yeah.
where you and Leslie like made fun of the guys or something?
We did, but that was a different one. This one has a lot more furries.
Oh no.
So you guys
They're the
can't go
worst.
and make fun of everybody.
Oh, I mean, I can't make fun of them openly. Best believe I will be making fun of them.
Oh well, on this
In
podcast
secret.
Behind
next
closed
week.
doors.
Hey, I doubt it. Yo, if any one of you listeners are actually going to this thing, I mean, I don't know.
Why is it called
Sorry.
DerpyCon?
This
Yeah,
is derpy as fuck.
DerpyCon. It's at the Hyatt Regency in Morristown.
Why is it called that?
What, the DerpyCon?
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Oh my god.
I don't know, man.
No.
The fact that it's named
That's
DerpyCon.
what I mean.
Come on,
It's fucking
Like,
goober.
get the fuck out of here.
It's pretty
Like,
goober.
I don't know. I don't know what. God, man. And the worst part is, right? So, like, my dad's the boss, right? He's the guy there. When he asked me to do this, like, a week or two ago, he never told me that this was going to happen.
Wait,
Oh,
you're
no.
working back there?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought you were saying you were working at your regular job on Saturday.
Oh.
Your
Oh,
dad asked
no,
you to
no,
come
no.
back
So-
and help out do security.
Oh, yeah.
this
For
thing.
clarification, yes. I do IT for 40 hours a week at the hospital. And on Saturdays, every, like, once in a while on a Saturday, I'll go back and do security. Yeah, at the complex.
Oh my god.
'Cause I
you
get
have to do
guilt-tripped.
security.
I get guilt tripped and it's terrible.
Tyler, you have to protect these weebs and these furries.
No, absolutely not.
Don't lump us
Hear it
in
on-
with those
Hear it on the
Those-
on the
furries.
Yo, listen, if I see one of these furry bastards running for the door
Oh,
and the place is on fire, best believe I'm tripping him.
oh shit. Tyler, oh my god.
I'm not. Hey, that's not a murder. That's not murder. Nor is it like a life-threatening thing.
Oh my god.
Who's
Animal
to say,
cruelty.
hey, while we're all running in the mass chaos, I just so happen to accidentally trip one of them. It happens.
Tyler, you're gonna find a way to like direct people, but with really like tiny gestures and really hard to see movements, so that anyone wearing a full head mask can't
Well,
see
no
what's
clue what you're
happening.
telling.
Or you're gonna put like a low level step that they won't even see because they can't look down. You're just
Yeah.
gonna be like trying to kill them all.
I have to give some credit. I feel like there's some people who actually like have some like cosplays that are they're probably gonna, but like it's mostly gonna be like furries.
Just people in a full on animal costume.
And I can't deal with this. I can't deal with it. And every time these nerds come through, they always fuck shit up. Like I always have to go through. I always gotta tell them to like calm the fuck down, or
Sounds
they're-
about right.
dude, it's so bad. I'm like, man, I'm not one of these people.
So here's the problem. These people are normally terrible at social interactions. And you're taking a bunch of people who are bad at social interactions and dumping them into one giant room together. And it's terrible. They just do dumb stuff that they don't realize is stupid to do.
Yeah, and like they don't have And like, I'm glad that we're all friends. We know social cues. Like, yeah, we can be awkward, but it's like we know how
what's
to
normal
be
and what isn't.
humans. Yeah, like
How to
they
be
come here, they
human.
don't shower.
That's
That's
your
like
first mistake.
that's the biggest complaint,
You know
right?
what's
And
so
then they
funny?
have.
Every time, so this is kind of.
Nah, yeah, go for it.
No, I'm sorry. This isn't really changing the topic. It's just kind of a side note. Every like constantly on like the Magic subreddit or any kind of these nerdy subreddits,
There's always reminders to
there's
shower.
always up this convention or this Grand Prix in this case or this whatever this tournament is coming up. Shower and drink water. And it's
Shower,
like,
drink water, and the biggest thing also, was it cosplay is not consent,
yes.
Yeah, that's a big thing now because that's become an issue lately.
which is bullshit. Like,
What
no
that
one
we
should
that
ever
we have
have
to remind them.
yeah, no, yeah, no. The fact that's bullshit. The fact that we have to remind people to shower, and that we have to actively put up signs to say to not harass or grow people. Like, you're supposed to be an adult.
Yeah,
And that
That's
that
insane.
bothers me on a whole nother level. And like, when I get complaints of like, oh, X person is following me or X person is like trying to touch me, it's really hard to not go off.
And just toss them out on the fucking curb.
Dude, it's so
And
bad.
then accidentally
Like-
pull
blame
that
you.
Gears of War curb stomp shit where you just smash their teeth into the curb.
God, if the X prompt ever came up, it's over. It's
My
it's
life
done.
is just a quick time event.
You see like
If that
Tyler's face
QTE
floating
pops
in the
up,
sky.
you know I'm windmill slamming that X button.
Somewhere in like video game heaven, Tyler's controlling his character in his day-to-day life, and you just imagine that version of Tyler has this manic grin as he mashes the prompt to smash the guy's teeth in.
Yup. Exactly. They're crawling on. I can see them. The furries crawling on the ground,
Oh my god!
just like in Gears of War, and then that X prompt comes up, or that B for the chainsaw. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
So that's my weekend.
Friedman.
I'm trying to keep the trend of watching these artsy anime movies on weekends. I know I mentioned that I saw a Silent Voice a couple weeks ago, but the one that's not clinically depressing, Your Name, that I've been talking about a lot, it has a very upbeat ending. I just got the Blu-ray in this week. I'm very excited to watch it. I'm probably gonna watch the subtitle, even though the dub is apparently really good. Outside of that, supposed to watch most of Stranger Things this weekend. It didn't happen. I saw the first 2 episodes. I'm watching a lot more on Friday. I need to get through that before I do anything else.
I'm glad Val and I finally had the time to sit down and finish.
It's good. I need to finish it.
Yep.
I need to get in on all these memes people are making. I've been avoiding them like the plague. In terms of what else am I doing? I
Friedman,
think
I have a
Destiny.
side question.
Oh wait, go ahead.
Sorry, this is unrelated, but since you mentioned the subs and dubs, have you ever watched a sub or dub and then immediately watched the other one?
A couple times I have, just because sometimes movies will come out and they won't be in the other language. They'll have like a new season that's not in the original. Like I'll watch a dub and then like a new season's coming out subtitle and I'll swap. And usually it's really hard to.
Oh, I meant like same day.
Oh,
Or
same
even
day.
within a week.
So I tried to convince my friends when we watched Seven Deadly Sins on Netflix. I tried to convince them that the dub was going to be awful because I hate the guy who voiced the main character. So we watched the first 5 minutes subbed and then the first 5 minutes dubbed. And you could feel the tone change in that show. It was insane.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
In a bad way. The dub made it feel way more lighthearted, and all the characters who are very strong give off that kind of power in the tone of their voice. Where in the dub, everyone felt super duper aloof all the time. I don't know. I just fucking hate Bryce Papenbrook as a voice actor. He ruins dubs.
What else has he done?
Main character in Fate Stay Night. Main character Sword Art Online. Main character in Attack on Titan. He was fucking everything for a while.
Jeez.
And I hated it. It made dubs just unenjoyable.
Whoa, he was fucking everything for a while.
Yeah, he was
That's
fucking
weird.
everything for a while. It was weird.
So he's another one of these sexual assault guys, right?
Yep, exactly.
You know, anime is not consent.
Oh my god.
But what was I just saying? I want to say Destiny 2 is having a double EXP weekend, so I need to
Pretty
use
sure
that
they
to
are.
grind up because I haven't been playing it all the last 2 weeks.
Still haven't.
Yeah, I've
booted
been
up
the
the
only one.
game.
Sorry. From the
No,
bottom of my
it's
heart.
cool. It's all right. It's fine.
I want to play. I just haven't had the time or the focus. And my Guild Wars group is getting way too active.
It's cool. I'll just do my thing.
I mean, Tyler,
be
you know
mad.
that yesterday was the first day I didn't have to work a 12-hour shift because of 60 hours.
I know. I'll just
Hey, man.
uninstall the game. It's cool.
Oh,
Hey man, we're doing a major product update for a feature that security at our company hasn't even approved yet. The Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Holy
So
shit!
you know what I'm doing this
Oh
next
my
week.
god,
Yeah. Top secret shit.
that seems dangerous.
Top secret
before
shit.
Black Friday.
I don't.
Yo, there's
They're
so
trying to
many
get those
games
paid
for Black
features
Friday.
in there before
Oh my
people
God.
start shipping packages.
Yep, of course they are. The EA of mail
Yo,
industry.
actually, we're putting UPS microtransactions into this bot.
Oh, God.
If you want to unlock the full package, you're gonna have to pay.
Dude, it's
Extra
called My
$5.
Choice Premium, and that's exactly what it is.
Oh my god, I was literally gonna say UPS
Oh,
premium
God.
subscription every month.
Hey man, if you find that you're like constantly upgrading your packages, it works out.
Oh
But this is not an endorsement for my company. They are not the sponsor of this podcast.
So this weekend.
Yeah, what are you doing, Tim?
Go ahead, Tim.
Bring it
Val
home.
and I, like I said last week, I think it was like Sunday, we finished Stranger Things 2. It was quite good. We had a lot of fun. Still don't know if it's better than the first season or not, or how it ranks compared to the first season. But it was certainly a fun ride. Not perfect, but fun. Actually, Tyler, let me ask you a question, since I heard this on a podcast and I talked about it with Val a little bit. Would you have preferred if Stranger Things 1 had been the end, and if Stranger Things 2 was a whole new story? Having now watched the season.
I did think about that, and I think I would have liked that slightly better.
I agree. Only because, Freeman, I don't think this is a spoiler in any way. They leave the door open at the very least for a season
For another
3.
season.
Yeah.
I figured they were going to.
Yeah.
I'm not. No indication of how things are resolved, but you have to know that by the end they leave space for a season 3.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the way season 1 was, where they tell a story, but they're like, "Oh, look, there's more to
He
see."
coughed into the sink and a little bit of goo came out. Ooh.
Yeah. Even if they ended it just like that and they had new characters and everything, I probably would have been all right with
No,
it.
I
like
mean
being.
not even connected whatsoever.
I know. Yeah. No.
As
That's
long
what
as
I'm
they kept
saying.
the aesthetic, I don't care, because that's why I'm watching this show. When that synthwave started popping in episode 2, I was losing it.
I
Yeah,
think they
that's the
know
only
that, though.
reason. That's the only reason why we wouldn't have gotten something completely new, because people got way too attached to the
I
characters
think the problem
and
is
the
people
They love the
aesthetic.
kids.
Elle and the other kids became way too popular.
Yeah, like I would have been completely fine with a whole new like everything, like new characters, new setting. But the upside down was like, still there,
Okay.
obviously. Like that was the main focal point.
Tyler,
Yes.
I'm trying to make this not a spoiler, but when I saw this during the show, this 5 seconds, I turned to Val and I said that was possibly the best cinematography I've ever seen. Do you remember when a character is in a field digging
Uh-huh.
and
Yes.
the camera does that move? Do you know exactly what I'm talking about already?
Oh my,
Tyler,
I can't remember what
When-
how it happened.
when he's digging and he jumps down,
Oh yeah, that
and then
was
the camera
cool.
zooms out so you can see what's happening to him, and as it's zooming,
You are right. That was pretty cool.
that was the crispest cinematography. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I do distinctly remember even thinking, I was like, wow, that was actually a
I
really
was
cool
like,
scene.
they're not doing this. They're not. Oh my god, they pulled it off. It was gorgeous. Anyway, I just had to mention that because I fucking loved that scene.
Freeman, we'll see. We're
Freeman,
giving
you'll
them
see
I
it.
took my headphones off for more of that. I just heard you say Freeman and put them back on because I didn't want to
Oh,
spoil anything.
Oh,
it wasn't really a spoiler. It legitimate. I tell you, I don't think I really spoiled anything at all.
No.
I'm just being overly cautious with
No,
this
it's
one.
okay. When you get to it, I like to think I'll mention it again next week, and you'll be like, "Yep, that was fucking awesome."
Yep.
But Val started us watching The Crown, which is the show on Netflix about Queen Elizabeth.
What do you think of it so far?
It's pretty good. There's no, it's really cool to see like the political intrigue. It's nothing so crazy as like murder or anything. It's almost like it's very British in that it's like the most polite games, I guess. Like, this character is a huge dickhead. Oh, look at Winston Churchill. He's down on his luck, and he's getting shit. Oh, you can see the gears turning. He's gonna crack back against these motherfuckers who think they can take him down. But he's so old, and but the king is such a nice guy, and all this other stuff. It's fun. It's nothing super like gonna set. It doesn't set the world on fire. It's just a well done show, I'd say. Other than that, now that I finally have my weekends again, I have been loving Evil Within 2.
Don't say anything. I was only just
gonna
watch the first like Let's Play your video,
Yeah.
maybe 2, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta save it because I want to get.
No,
that
I
game.
actually. So I mentioned in the videos I was actually watching a Let's Play from Two Best Friends. They're actually working their way through the game. I have already accelerated past them, and when I got to like their episode 7, I stopped watching until I got past them, and now I'm noticeably farther ahead in terms of my personal play than their releases. So even though my videos are a bunch behind theirs, I am not being spoiled by their videos anymore.
Gotcha.
It's so much fun to play. It's I don't want to say it's like Dark Souls in terms of like being super challenging, but it is like Dark Souls in that you have to manage your resources. You have to. You have to try to stealth kill things or just run away from things and lose them because you will just die or you will run out of ammo.
Dang.
Like,
yeah, that survival horror, that OG survival horror.
But the trick is that to get the goo that you get from enemies to upgrade yourself, you have to kill them. So you have to play hide and go seek and figure out clever ways to kill people. It's really, I've really been having fun.
That game's gonna be on sale. I think it's gonna be on sale for like $20. I'm getting that shit.
It's fun.
I'm getting that. The Fractured Butthole.
I was given a free copy of Stick of Truth.
Really?
Just yesterday.
That game was fun.
An old fan who I haven't talked to in a long time had said they had an extra copy and sent it to me. I don't know if I'll ever get around to playing it, but
you should. I mean, do you like South Park?
I went through a phase back when I was at Drexel, so like 8 years ago. Jeez, it's been that long.
It was around the same time I was watching every single episode. I dropped off since then.
I think I torrented all 13 seasons that were out at the time and just watched through them by myself.
I mean, if you're a fan of the humor, it's definitely worth a playthrough.
It looks like it's a lot of
fun. Like 100%.
It felt like it was taken straight out of the show. Like they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, it seems like it's a really good time. I'd like to at some point. Hell, I meant to play Evil Within 1 before I did 2. But 2 is just such a fantastic fucking game. I'm also, I think, 1 session away from finishing Dragon Age Origins.
Oh.
Which will be over 90 parts when complete.
Oh my goodness.
Over 45 hours.
Damn.
Not counting technical downtime, lost videos, etc., 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 doing things off camera. It's going to be nice for that to be done and finally have a new slot to play something. I'm finally going to do The Force Unleashed. I had technical difficulties trying to get it to work. This weekend with my 4-day weekend, I was going to try to get so much fucking recording done. I ran into so many technical difficulties. Hours spent trying to troubleshoot why OBS wouldn't work. It's fucking brutal. But I'm really excited to finish those 2 games. I think I'm like I'm over a quarter, but I don't know how much over a quarter I'm done with Evil Within. like in terms of like collectibles and stuff, I think I'm about a third, but it's such a bad judge of distance. But man, that game, like, there's fun linear sections, but I think the strength of it compared to the first game is the open world. Like within about a half hour, you get to the first open area. And in open area, like, enemies don't respawn in this game unless you have like a cutscene where it's like, hey, look, the bad guy summoned a bunch of enemies to the area, blah, blah, blah. If you kill someone, they're dead, and that area is clear. And stealthing your way through this small section of town at the beginning of the game, just stab, run away, go for a headshot, run away. And like doing these hit and run tactics, going around different groups of enemies with low resources compared to like an actual open world game where you just earn resources for free constantly. It's really satisfying and really fun. I can't think of like a good third person shooter that has done it like this. It's like if you took the open worldness of like Assassin's Creed where you're early in the game and all you have is the hidden blade, and did a third person shooter horror game with that.
Interesting.
I've really been enjoying it. Sadly, I might have lost the entire hour and a half I recorded yesterday due to my hard drive filling up and OBS continuing to record and probably glitching out. And I think I lost it all, and I might have to replay that whole section of the game, which would stink. But honestly, it's just so fun. Like, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm really glad I bought it, even at full price. Anyway, other than that, though, that's about it. On Friday, Iconic Masters, the Magic set, comes out.
Get your singles now. This is the cheapest they're going to be for a while.
I'm going to go to my store and do a nice $30 draft and just try to open some cool cards. And
I already got a couple I know I need to pick up now.
I only need to pick up one. And it's the most expensive card in the whole set. That, Tyler, you remember.
Yes.
Oh, it's so... As soon as I hold that in my hand, I'll have like that He-Man moment where I'll just hold it up and I'll be like, I have the counterspell.
Oh, Jesus.
But anyway, we're going to end it here so we can all go to bed. Nice short edition of the TNT podcast this week.
Not that much shorter, but still.
We're under 2 hours before editing.
That is true.
We'll be down to like 140 by the time I edit it and put it out, which is way shorter than before because last week was like 2.5.
I think that was our longest, though.
Yeah. But thank you all very much for listening. Sorry we're a little low energy this week, but hopefully we'll have some more news to talk about that's not just EA and the real world being full of all these sexual allegations, things going on.
Hopefully we'll have some more dank anime stuff.
What'd you say the reason was? Like, we're in week 6 and nothing happened.
So we're in the middle of the anime season. News doesn't start up for another couple weeks because right now, like, all the new stuff's been announced or is airing. There's a couple weeks where it's just like watch the shit that's on TV now, and like 2 to 3 weeks they'll start hyping up stuff for next season. So we'll get new news about shows that weren't announced or just like new stuff that's going on.
Gotcha. Well, in either case, thank you all very much for listening. This is Tim.
This is Andrew.
Just
Friedman.
Oh my God. And we will see you guys next week on the TNT podcast. Thanks for listening.